1 in 4 women will experience domestic violence in their lifetime.
Many of these women will get help, but too many won't. 7 and 4's Megan Morelli joins us live for tonight's special report, Enemy We Know. Megan?
Mark and Kristen, domestic violence doesn't discriminate. It can happen to anyone, and some people may not even realize they're victims. I spoke to one woman who no longer calls herself a victim, but a survivor. Jan Weckstein was married to a man who abused her for 33 years. This is her story.
It's hard to put 33 years, almost 33 years, into just a few words. I dealt with social, emotional, physical. I dealt with all kinds of abuse. Sometimes things were better, sometimes things were worse.
For a long time, Jan Weckstein says she thought she hid all of this abuse from the rest of the world.
But you know what I found out is you're just not hiding anything. People knew.
Only about 1/4 of all physical assaults, 1/5 of all rapes, and 1/2 of all stalking cases against females by intimate partners are reported to the police. Why don't more women get help?
They are trying so hard to make this relationship work. And when you're living with someone that tells you everything is your fault, you're the problem, you're the reason this relationship is the way that it is, after you hear that often enough, you start believing it.
I really believed I made my bed and I had to lie in it. I believed in for better or worse. I just got the worst.
Jan says it took one particular incident for her to realize that she no longer had to lie in that bed. She came home one night to hear her husband on the phone with someone in the bathroom.
And I could get the gist of the conversation. I heard him actually open a drawer and drop something in it, which I was assumed the phone, and then get in the shower.
Jan went in, grabbed the phone, and ran. But he ran after her and caught her in the kitchen.
At one point, he was banging me over the head with my purse, and he took away the car keys, he took away all the cell phones, he took away the landlines. He made it impossible for me to move or go anyplace, and he just kind of kept me pinned, you know, just kind of shoving me around and banging at me until I was willing to give him that phone. And
Jan spent the next 24 hours in bed, and when she woke up, she found bruises all over her body.
that was it. That was it.
What she did next changed her life forever.
I remember calling a very close friend here, actually my former boss, and said, I need help.
Jan got help at the Women's Resource Center, but there are still so many women out there who haven't gotten help. Grand Traverse County has a population of more than 89,000. This means that 8,200 women who live here have experienced domestic violence. And experts say while numbers may have gone down, the attacks are more violent.
What individuals used to come in and talk about was not violence with guns being used, you know, the physical abuse itself just seems to be more traumatic, far more injuries.
Which makes it even more important to bring awareness to domestic violence.
When we recognize those behaviors and we can help another person recognize those behaviors, maybe someone who is a victim, that's when we're going to start winning.
So that women like Jan can finally start living.
I don't think that we are winning a war right now in domestic violence, but I do think that there's individuals out there that are winning personal battles, and I think I'm winning a personal battle on domestic violence, moving from being a victim to a survivor.
The number to the Women's Resource Center 24-hour crisis line is now at the bottom of your screen, and it will stay there for the next couple of minutes. If you are someone who needs help, you can call that number 24 hours a day. One final note, Jan also told me that this June, on the same day as her birthday, she'll have been divorced from her husband for 4 years. She says it was the best birthday present he ever gave her. Reporting live in the studio, Megan Morelli, 7 and 4 News.